Manzo al Limone, aka lemon beef, aka lemonato if you're in Greece.
Sounds like a criminal.
It's a little bit, there's a lot of aliases here. Yeah. Anyway, this is our take on a lemon beef recipe where there are some differences. It's not exactly the Greek version, it's not the Italian either. So anyway, it's good, but we are ramping up the taste and the flavors a little bit, which we will show you through the episode. But first up, it's the beef. And I have here 2.5 kilo of cubed up Black Angus chuck. It's from 2 ginormous chuck eye rolls we processed not long ago. They were almost 12 kilos each, 26 pounds, huge. But we processed those and we showed how to separate the meat into different cuts so they were ready for future things. So thank you past me, because that makes this easier because they are already cubed.
Yep.
For this recipe, we like to take some of our beef and then with a pointy knife, we make a deep incision. And then I have some garlic here, which is cut into batons. So we put them in the middle of the beef. That gives excellent flavor. It's like a little present when you get it when you're eating. So
it is the best, that bite with the garlic inside.
It's beautiful. It tastes so nice.
It's
so nice.
Heaven.
Here they are, all stuffed with garlic. And now we are going to add some sunflower oil or avocado oil, whatever, relatively high smoke point. You don't want to use olive oil for this part because now we want to sear them a little bit. So just a little bit of oil. We don't need much because there are quite some fat marbling in the chuck here. And then we go one by one in batches, so we don't boil it. We want this to get nice browning on the sides, all sides, when we're doing this. So I will do this in probably
couple of batches
for sure, yeah. So a nice browning. I'll show you what we're looking for in a couple of minutes, but leave them to get a good Maillard effect, a good browning on the first side before you start turning them over. So let me load this up and then I'll show you what result we are looking for in a bit. And by the way, if you like this, hit subscribe, give us a like, hit the notification bell, then you will be notified when we upload all our fantastic episodes. And look here, when they let go all on their own, that's when you know they're ready and when you get that color. Then you flip them over and you do that on all sides, on all batches. So I will do this. This will take me 10 minutes, so see you then. And when the last ones are done here, I'm going to turn down the temperature to medium-low, get them out. Oh, that smells good in here. My wife, she disagrees. She thinks it's too much smoke. But I love it. Nothing like searing beef, you know, especially good quality like this. It's fantastic. So, as I said, we lowered the temperature a little bit, and then we're going to go in with a bit of olive oil instead, because now we're going to prepare, let's say, the sauce that this is going to cook in. So, in with some olive oil, and look all the beautiful font we have there. Once we lift that out, there's going to be so much flavor. It's going to be good. Then I'm going in with 3 medium-sized, finely chopped onions. It sounds like a lot, but I'll show you a trick here, what you do with onion in a stew like this or a chicken soup to give a lot of body, because we are going to slowly cook these down until they completely dissolve, and then it becomes like part of the soup. You won't find a chunk of onion when we are finished with this. Even lower. We don't want them to brown, we just want them to cook slowly. And in order to achieve that, we're going to add a splash of water. And as we go along here, slowly cooking them out, we might add a bit more water because we want them to cook down and become really, really soft, and then they will dissolve in the sauce. So this will take me, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, I would say.
For sure, yeah.
For sure.
15, yeah.
Yeah, remember we did it on the chicken soup not long ago. It's fantastic. It's a super, super trick. You're going to love this if you try it. So I'll see you when this is all melted out. And when the onions, they are nice and broken down like this, you can see they got some color, but that's not from browning. That's from the font that's been lifted. And there is a little bit of water left in the edges because I was adding, few splashes of water to keep them from frying. But don't fill it up, with water and let them boil. That's not the intent here. So now I want to add a little bit of wine, but I'm using fortified wine, martini or vermouth or whatever you want. Gives about the same flavor, but this is shelf-stable, so for cooking it's easy to deal with. That will give some nice flavor to the sauce, and if there is any fond left in the bottom, it will deglaze the rest for us. So crank it up a little bit so we get rid of the alcohol here. That will take a minute, and then we will continue with the rest. And when the air doesn't smell of evaporated alcohol, then we are left with the base of our sauce here, and already the color is beautiful because the onions have started disintegrating into that. Now I'm going to continue with 1.2 liter of beef stock, homemade, link down below, liquid gold. This is about 5 cups if you are empirical. Go in with this. And before we add back the meat, I want to add in some of our spices. We are going to go in with, was this 2 tablespoons?
Yes, 2 each.
2 tablespoons of white peppercorn and 2 tablespoons of red peppercorn. I would advise against using black peppercorn because it becomes very spicy and they're very hard. But these, when they boil together with the meat, they are such a nice addition to a sauce. And a couple of bay leaves. What shall we do? 4?
5.
What?
Yeah, I think there are 5 in total.
Yeah, 5, 6, 7, whatever.
Yeah.
And a pinch of salt for now. And I'll tell you why it's only a pinch for now. Because now we put in the beef. And that's been resting over here. But now I don't want to make a big splatter here, so I'll take them and just nudge them in here. And this is going to be a nice, not really a braising liquid, more like stewing, I would say. You don't want to add too much liquid here. If we need more liquid, we can add water because the beef stock is very condensed. It's not broth, it's very condensed stock that we do with tomato paste and in the oven with the meat, and then we boil it for, I don't know.
Forever. With
Yeah.
all sorts of veggies.
Yeah, exactly.
The flavor that adds to sauces, to soups, to everything. It's beyond.
It's fantastic. That's something you need in your pantry, basically. Now I think I can go. And remember, all these juices you see here, do not let them go. They go in the sauce. That is flavor beyond, I can tell you that. And see, with 1.2 liter, we have it almost covered. And this is what we want for now. We don't want to go higher with the water level or the sauce level. As I said, we can add a little bit of water at the end, but right now we want to let this simmer slowly away. But before I close the lid, small trick, never throw away the rinds of your Parmesan cheese. And when you buy it, don't have the cheese man cut it away. Save these, and then we're going to add that to our stew. That will give richness, and it will make it a little bit more salty. That's why I only gave a pinch of salt. So now we're going to close this up and let that simmer for probably
45 minutes.
45 minutes before we check on it. And then we will see where we are with the meat, but probably 1.5 hours in total before we are finished with this. So see you in 45. And after 10-15 minutes, you want to take a sneak peek in the pot, because then you will see that you start getting some scum on the top here, and that you want to skim off. So let's skim the scum.
Skim the scum.
No, because this will, if you don't do that, then the sauce will not be clear. Then it will be like cloudy, and it has also a bitter taste. You want to get rid of all this that comes out of the meat. So spend a couple of minutes taking off the scum here, and you will get a much better sauce. So tedious work, but you have to work for it if you want good results. 45 minutes in, so let's give it a check here. We've been skimming a couple of times, so it's almost clear now. You don't have to be too anal about it. If you have something a little bit round in the edges, that won't do anything. Not looking for temperature as such, but I just want to get a bearing where we are on the meat and more how does it feel. It's getting up there in temperature and it feels good. It's soft, but it needs a little bit more, but not long. I mean, I would say
20 more minutes maybe. You don't want to...
yeah, because if you boil it too long, even if it's chalk, even if it is marble, if you boil it too long, it will become dry. But this is close, about 15, 20, and then we'll finish it off and see you then. Now it's been simmering away for what has it been, another half hour, 45? Yeah. Let's have a look where we are. It's just bubbling slowly. Again, I'm not even starting this. I'm just, this is like butter tender. Perfect. That's what we're looking for. So now comes the limone part. The zest of 1 lemon, microplaner. And we're going to do that. Be careful not to take any of the white because that's quite bitter. So stick with the zest alone.
Just the surface there.
No, exactly. The yellow surface. You want to leave all that white stuff behind. Don't put that in. It will get bitter, especially because we're going to cook it another maybe 10 minutes. So don't want that to happen. Be careful with zest because it gives a lot of flavor. So keep that not too much. And then we want to cut the same lemon. So we juice it in. Let's see how juicy these are. Wow.
Very nice. Very new harvest.
That's the new harvest, exactly. Yeah. You will probably go with 2, 3, 4 lemons. We are definitely going to do 3 and then taste. That's obvious. But you do how much you want. That's all up to you. But I'll put in definitely a couple more because we know we want it lemonish. Well, eventually we went with 4 lemons. That's how it is.
We love lemons in Greece.
That's true.
Yeah.
But now I want to taste it for salt before we do anything else. Nice and lemonish, but it needs salt. I would say with this pot and that much meat, I would say 2 teaspoons because it needs salt. That's for sure.
Yeah, and this is not a strong salt. It's fleur de sel.
Yeah, this is hand-picked, actually. We get that in here. Then the last thing I want to do is a little bit of nutmeg. But don't overdo this because then it will be too flavored towards nutmeg. We're not making bechamel here. But we want some nutmeg here with a microplaner. We have 2.5 kilos of meat. I would say half a nut. Something like that. If anybody wants more, they can always add.
Or you can skip it if you don't like nutmeg. Not everybody loves it. I mean, we love it, but...
Yeah, exactly. I think that about does it. That's about half a nut. That does it. Now we're going to let this simmer for...
The butter.
Again, I forgot something. I mean, if I didn't have my camera wife, I don't know what
I don't know what you could do in life without me.
That's also very true. Anyway, 3 knobs of butter, just to give it that silky finish, you know. So let that melt in here, and that's going to give us some nice, like, as I said before, shiny, exactly, shiny. So we will melt that in. We are not going to thicken this because that's not what you do with traditional either limonato or Manzo al Limone. If you want to, you can do it. If you want it a little bit thicker, take some tapioca, bit of water, thicken it up. But we are not going to do that. We are going to let this simmer for, as I said, another 10 minutes, and then we are ready to do the taste test. Here we are, thumbnails done, and everything smells fantastic right here. So I'm looking forward to doing this. Let's see where we... Okay, I don't need the knife. But
it falls apart, right?
Completely. And then with mashed potato, that's how you want to serve this. You could serve it with French fries, actually. That we would do here in Greece. That's actually also very nice. But mashed potatoes, it's a little bit better. Nice, creamy, buttery. Lemonato doesn't get better.
Remember, we tried that first time with Chuck Black Angus in Miami.
Shut up, camera wife. I have to enjoy this.
Enjoy.
This is absolutely amazing. I mean, Black Angus chuck, it falls apart. You don't even have to chew it. I mean, it's fantastic. With the lemon sauce, mashed potatoes, I mean, This is just absolutely fan-fucking-tastic. Pardon my French. Give this a shot.